The desert at night is a world of its own. The silence is so profound that it feels alive, and the stars, countless and glittering, seem closer than ever. It was in this vast stillness that I found myself alone after the little prince's departure. Yet I wasn't truly alone. His words, his laughter, and the simple wisdom he had shared with me lingered in the air, as if the desert itself had absorbed his essence. The next morning, I woke to the harsh reality of the desert's heat. The sun bore down relentlessly, and the wreckage of my plane loomed like a forgotten relic of another world. I knew I had to focus on fixing the engine, but my thoughts kept drifting back to the little prince. I returned to the spot where we had shared so many conversations, where he had quietly said goodbye. The imprint of his small body in the sand had already begun to fade, and the faint trail left by the snake was barely visible. It was as if the desert was eager to erase all traces of him, but I wasn't ready to let go. "He's gone," I whispered to myself, but the words felt hollow. He wasn't gone, not really. As I worked on the plane, I found myself looking up at the sky more often than usual. The stars were there, as always, but they seemed different now. I remembered what the little prince had said. "The stars will be special for you. I'll be laughing in one of them. And when you look at the sky at night, you'll hear me laughing. All the stars will laugh for you." It was a strange comfort, imagining his laughter scattered across the heavens. I smiled despite myself, feeling a warmth that had nothing to do with the desert sun. By some miracle, or perhaps inspired by the little prince's unwavering belief in the impossible, I managed to fix the plane. As I tightened the last bolt and tested the engine, a sense of accomplishment washed over me. But it was bittersweet. The thought of leaving the desert, the place where I had met the little prince, felt like leaving a part of myself behind. I sat by the plane, staring out at the endless dunes, and whispered, "Thank you, little prince, for everything." But as I soared through the sky, I felt a strange sense of purpose, a renewed connection to the world I had thought I understood. I realized that my time with the little prince had changed me in ways I couldn't fully articulate. Days turned into weeks, and the memory of the little prince remained as vivid as ever. I decided to write his story, not just as a way to remember him, but to share his lessons with others. It wasn't easy. How could mere words capture the depth of his wisdom, the lightness of his laughter, or the weight of his love for his rose? But I tried. I described his planet, his rose, the strange inhabitants of the asteroids he visited, and his quiet bravery. I wrote about the well in the desert, the fox's lessons on friendship, and the stars that now seemed alive with his presence. Even now, years later, I find myself gazing at the night sky. Sometimes, when the world feels heavy or the noise of life becomes too much, I step outside and let the stars remind me of him. They twinkle and shimmer, each one holding a fragment of his laughter. I wonder if others who read his story will see the stars differently too. Perhaps they'll hear his laughter, feel his joy, or remember the importance of looking with the heart. The little prince's departure wasn't an end. It was a transformation, a return to something greater than the physical world. He had taught me that love isn't about holding on, it's about connection. It's about seeing the invisible, cherishing the ephemeral, and finding meaning in the simplest of moments. I still think of his rose, blooming proudly on her little planet, and I imagine the little prince tending to her with the care and devotion she always deserved. I hope he's happy, wherever he is. As I finish writing this, I want to leave you, the reader, with the same hope the little prince gave me. The stars, those tiny lights in the vastness of the universe, are not just stars. They are reminders of the connections we've made, the people we've loved, and the laughter we carry in our hearts. So the next time you look at the stars, think of the little prince. And if you hear laughter, don't be surprised. It's him, reminding us that what's essential is invisible to the eye.